After this alarm goes off, I gotta put my stuff in my hair. Crazy. It's so like. Uh, all right, guys. Good to go. We good to go. Let me just put the caption in there. So this one goes supplies. Oh, itch. All right, number supplies is blank. So then this is fish are getting ready to go to bed. I got 2 fish tanks, 3 total actually. Oh Lord. Alright, so 4 is under supplies. Use this. See. Four under 4 is 15. It's under 4. So it goes from there, then it's plus 96. And it's plus and again. Alright, cool. Now we're going to 5. The first one. First one. Oh, I wonder why they're highlighted. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, it's already an equal sign. But there's no 5. You start at 42. You don't put an equal sign. I don't even know if I put an alarm, to be honest. And if I ask my Siri, she won't fucking know. Oh, there it is. Oh, literally, it's about to ring right now. So we're on number balance. And then, what else? We're on that part right there. Oh my god. Alright, we better put that stuff on. Oh, she gonna pick up. Siri, put it on for 2 minutes.
I set your alarm for 5:44 p.m.
I'm on break right now. About to take a couple minutes, and then I'm going back. I gotta check if my dad wants food. Oh, no, I'll be right back. Let me put my headphones away real quick. I made chicken. You want some? Yeah. No, I don't think we're gonna be able to do this. I saw that. I think it said it was 80 pieces or 79. Something on top of it. Huh? Somebody covered the chicken. It was great. Oh, yeah. Yeah. White rice. Let me give you a little bit of white rice. Hello. Hi. Oh my God, you look so nice. I just came. I'm serving my dad some food. I'm doing my work and study stream right now. I can finally read because I've been writing so many notes on the chapter. Then I'm gonna do my home. I'm most likely be able to do my homework tonight for chapter. Yeah, and then I'm trying to like think out loud. Let's see. Then I'm gonna read that. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot to add to it. And then, from what I remember, and then I could do that. And then yeah, that makes sense. That'll take me literally about a day, which is 24 hours. So, and then I'm gonna do chapter 3, and then chapter 4 is gonna... Wait, this Thursday is chapter 4, but that would be due next week. I gotta keep track of that. What are you up to? You look skinnier. You know why, right? You know why you look skinnier, right? Because you've been eating healthy beef and cheese and chili all week, and it's homemade, right? Celebrities who are still rotting in jail right now by 2025. From red carpets to prison jumpsuits. These are the stories. You eating it right now? Imagine your favorite actor, singer, or athlete once adored by millions now a chili bowl? Their fame crumbling inside a cold cell. Your hair really does get long. Just behind bars in 2025. They are rotting there. Their legacy is stained forever. Some crimes will leave you speechless. Others will make you furious. But all of them prove that no amount of money or fame can escape justice. Watch until the end. Hit subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence and prepare to be shocked beyond belief. Michael Jace. Michael Jace's name once carried the aura of reliability and authority. Fans of The Shield remember him vividly as LAPD officer Julian Lowe, a character marked by his calm demeanor, unwavering loyalty, and strong sense of justice. On screen, Jace projected stability, the very image of a protector of the law. But off screen, hidden beneath that carefully constructed facade, lurked the darkness that would eventually end his career, his freedom, and his reputation. By 2025, his story stands as one of the most chilling examples of how fame and respectability cannot shield anyone from the weight of their own actions. On the evening of May 19, 2014, tragedy struck in Los Angeles. In the family's South Los Angeles home in front of their two young children, Michael Jace fatally shot his wife, April Jace. The murder was not only brutal, but public in its consequences. Neighbors heard the commotion, and the couple's sons bore witness to a devastating act that would scar them for life. When police arrived, Jace himself admitted to the crime, telling them directly that he had shot his wife. The confession removed any ambiguity, transforming a respected actor into a condemned criminal overnight. The trial was equally gripping and heartbreaking. Prosecutors described how Jace had harbored jealousy and anger, painting a portrait of a man whose private life contrasted sharply with his public persona. The court heard chilling testimony, including accounts from his own children, who were Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce our fighters in the ring at this time, we want to ask you to rise for the presentation of the national anthems. And we begin on behalf of the boxing legend of the national anthem of the Philippines. And to lead us, please welcome in the ring the first word player. The truth about family in heaven. Explore your story. Just was. These are just movies. Just with the freelance full time. Just reading. I just really believe in the video and the mental. Remember the laughter of watching the Beverly Hillbillies with your family? The Clampetts brought chaos and charm to Beverly Hills, turning high society upside down with their country ways. But behind the smiles and slapstick was a hidden world of heartbreak, tragic deaths, secret struggles, and scandals that show Hollywood. Today we uncover the real stories behind the stars and how
alike and subscribe. Let's begin. Sharon Tate as Janet Trey married. Sharon Marie Tate was born on January 23rd, 1943. When she was 20 years old, she appeared in the popular sitcom The Beverly Hillbillies as Janet Trey, a charming and graceful secretary, a role that reflected her real-life struggles. Though a supporting part, Sharon stood out thanks to her radio eyes and natural screen presence. Her rise to fame came quickly, and she appeared in films like Eye of the Devil and earned a Golden Globe nomination for her role as Jennifer North in Valley of the Dolls. 1967. Sharon wasn't just a screen beauty. She was a dedicated actress, even training in martial arts with Bruce Lee for action roles. In 1968, she married Hollywood director Robert Clancy in what seemed like a fairy tale romance. The couple moved into a luxurious home in Venice, Canada, and in 1969, she became pregnant with their first child, a baby boy eagerly awaited. But just days before her due date, Hollywood was shaken by an unspeakable tragedy. On the night of August 8th to the early morning of August 9th, 1969, Sharon Tate, then 26 years old and more than 8 months pregnant, was brutally murdered by members of the Charles Manson cult. She was stabbed 16 times while begging for the life of her unborn child. Her body, along with those of 4 friends, was discovered in a blood-soaked scene that horrified the nation. Sharon Tate died just as her career was beginning to bloom, leaving behind an unborn child and a future stolen by violence. She was buried at Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City, California, in the same grave as her baby. At the time of her death, her net worth was around $45,000, a tragic reminder of a brilliant life cut short. Donna Douglas as Ellie Mae Clampett. Donna Douglas, born Doris Ione Smith on September 26, 1932, in Prime, Louisiana, became a beloved national star.
You don't like comedy?
Years old, thanks to her role as Ellie Mae Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies, 1962 to 1971. Ellie Mae, the innocent blonde girl with a love for animals, became an icon of Southern femininity.
I thought it was funny. I'll say that. Ah, you look sexy. I like that look.
Oh, thank you.
You're outside by yourself? My hair keeps going down like this because I cut it. I might have cut it too short to the point where it's hanging down like that. It's fine. Oh, Lord. All right, babe. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Like an hour. I'll call you if you're still around.
All right.
All right, I love you. See you.
All right.
The first ended the same year she gave birth to her only child, leaving her a single mother. The second ended in divorce from Robert Leeds, the very director of the series that made her famous. At one point, she faced financial hardship, lost her home, and survived by performing inspirational songs and giving motivational talks at churches. Through these struggles, Douglas turned to faith. She became a certified minister, performed gospel music, and traveled across churches and schools to inspire young people. She became a children's author with biblical themes and published a cookbook titled
Settle on for an hour, please.
With a Taste of Hollywood, featuring recipes from classic
Your alarm is set for 6:48 p.m.
Passed away on January 1st, 2015 in Louisiana from pancreatic cancer when she was 82 years old. She was buried at Bluff Creek Cemetery near her birthplace. At the time of her death, her net worth was estimated at around $1 million. A modest figure for a TV legend, but one that reflects a life of resilience and transformation. Buddy Epson as Jed Clampett. Buddy Epson, born Christian Rudolph Epson Jr. on April 2nd, 1908 in Belleville, Illinois, became a television icon when he was 54 years old by playing Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies, 1962 to 1971. He portrayed a kind, humble man who suddenly became rich after discovering oil on his land and moved his entire rural family to live among the elite of Beverly Hills. But before this breakthrough, Epson's career nearly ended in tragedy on the set of The Wizard of Oz, 1939. Originally cast as the Tin Man, he had to wear makeup made with aluminum dust, which severely damaged his lungs and left him hospitalized with intense breathing difficulties. MGM replaced him with Jack Haley without explanation. The incident caused lifelong respiratory problems and pushed Epson into minor roles for years. His personal life was full of turbulence. He went through 2 failed marriages, had 7 children, and battled alcoholism and a short temper, traits that caused many colleagues to avoid working with him. A staunch conservative, he publicly turned against his co-star Nancy Culp when she ran for Congress in 1984, recording a campaign ad opposing her and calling her too liberal, which destroyed their long-standing friendship. Despite setbacks, his success didn't end with the Beverly Hillbillies. In the 1970s, he found new fame playing the clever milk-drinking detective Barnaby Jones, a role that lasted until 1980. Beyond acting, Epson was a folk artist, author, wealthy coin collector, with coins worth hundreds of thousands, and founder of the Beverly Hills Coin Club. He died on July 6, 2003, from respiratory failure in California when he was 95 years old. He was buried at Pacific Crest Cemetery in Runga Beach. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $3 million, modest, compared to the scale of his long and storied career. Irene Ryan as Daisy Moses. Irene Ryan, born Irene Noble on October 17, 1902, in El Paso, Texas, became a household name when she was 60 years old for playing Daisy Mae Granny Moses in the Beverly Hillbillies 1962 to 1971. As Jed Clampett's feisty mother-in-law, her sharp tongue and sudden outbursts became iconic comedy moments for millions of viewers. But behind the laughter was a much lonelier reality. Ryan married twice, had no children, and both marriages ended in separation. Though beloved as Granny, she was known for her workaholic lifestyle and sacrificed her personal happiness for her career. She often avoided close relationships and lived much of her life alone. A cruel tragedy struck in 1973 while she was performing on Broadway in the musical Pippin. After singing No Time at All, she collapsed backstage. Doctors diagnosed her with glioblastoma, a form of brain cancer that couldn't be operated on. Despite the pain, she refused to leave the stage until her body simply couldn't go on. On April 26, 1973, Irene Ryan passed away in Santa Monica when she was 70 years old. The cause of death was brain cancer combined with arterial-sclerotic heart disease. She was her net worth at the time was estimated at $2 million, mostly earned from her TV success and performances in Las Vegas. Raymond Bailey as Milburn Drysdale. Raymond Thomas Bailey was born on May 6, 1904, in San Francisco, California. When he was 58 years old, he rose to television fame by playing Milburn Dale, the cunning and greedy banker in the Beverly Hillbillies, 1962 to 1971. His character's desperate attempts to keep the Clampett's own added a layer of satire to the show, mocking greed and vanity in high society. But Bailey's real life was far darker than the comedy he portrayed. Before finding success, he worked a string of manual labor jobs, including on a pineapple plantation in Hawaii and as a merchant seaman. He wandered through China, Japan, and the Mediterranean before finally returning to Hollywood in 1938, already in his 30s, to land his first roles after many failed attempts. Behind the scenes, Bailey quietly battled substance abuse. His struggles made him temperamental and difficult to work with. In the final seasons of the Beverly Hillbillies, he began showing signs of Alzheimer's disease. Memory loss and confusion forced him into permanent retirement in 1975. In his later years, Bailey lived in solitude between a small apartment and a boat in Laguna Niguel. He remained in touch only with co-star Nancy Culp, affectionately calling her Slim. He withdrew from the public eye and the entertainment world entirely. Raymond Bailey passed away from a heart attack on April 15, 1980, when he was 75 years old. His ashes were scattered off the coast of California. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $1 million, a quiet end for a man once known across America. Bay Benaderet, as cousin Pearl Bodine. Bay Benaderet was born on April 4, 1906, in New York. When she was 56 years old, she charmed television audiences as cousin Pearl Bodine in the Beverly Hillbillies 1962. As a sweet, dreamy, small-town widow, Pearl brought a warm, earthy humor to the Clampetts' new life in Beverly Hills. But Bonatorette's real life was far from the laughter she delivered on screen. She married actor Jim Bannon in 1938, and they had two children, including Jack Bannon, who would also become an actor. However, Jim's constant absence due to touring took a toll, and he left to manage the household and her growing career, filed for divorce in 1950, ending their love story in heartbreak. 8 years later, she remarried sound technician Eugene Twamley, whom she called her soulmate. Their life together was quiet and loving, a rare peace in an otherwise pressured and illness-filled existence. Here's the fireman. However, you do not choose will be going overboard. This is insane. Watch the overboard and love the juicy stories you love every day. This place is like the White Lotus of reality stars. Thank you for being here. Every single person in here, you mean so much money to me. The juicy stories you love every day on Hulu and Disney Plus. Signature seasoning and buttery flavor in every twist. Dots, sensationally seasoned pretzels. In a cooked up study, 5 out of 6 amateur food critics love the Toyota DC. And number 6, right. Critics got a critic. Let's give it a taste. One odor of humble pie. To go, Toyota DC, one drive can change your mind. Nice sleep center, Bob. But what's a Wobblopedic? I can tell you, but I'd rather show you. Oh, Bob's got a feel for your budget. Everywhere to your door. With 30 years of sleep experience, the best warranty, and so much more. A heavy smoker for decades, Benar was diagnosed with lung cancer in 1967. Despite radiation treatment at Stanford Medical Center, the disease continued to spread. While filming Petticoat Junction, she kept her illness secret, pushing herself to work until her health failed completely. Her final episodes as kind-hearted innkeeper Kate Bradley were voiced off camera as she was too ill to appear. Benet passed away on October 13, 1968, at Good Samaritan Hospital in Los Angeles from lung cancer and pneumonia when she was 62 years old. Just 4 days later, her husband Eugene died of a heart attack, almost as if he couldn't live without the woman he called the light of my life. They were buried side by side at Valhalla Memorial Park. Her net worth at the time was about $1.5 million, modest compared to the enormous legacy she left behind. Charles Lane as Foster Finney and Billy Hacker. Charles Lane, born Charles Gerselson on January 26, 1905 in San Francisco, was 58 years old when he appeared in the Beverly Hillbillies in 1963, playing Foster Finney, one of his many roles as a stern, uptight authority figure. With his sharp features, scrutinizing gaze, and dry tone, Lane was rarely the star, but always unforgettable. He acted in over 250 films and hundreds of TV shows, often cast as unpleasant bureaucrats, grumpy judges, cold doctors, or rigid executives. Though typecast, he earned widespread respect in Hollywood for his professionalism and tireless work ethic. Sometimes filming 3 roles in a single day, changing costumes, and rushing between sets for just a few lines. I always played the sobs, he once said. But that's what people remember him for. Even those irritable side characters became his trademark. Lane also had one of Hollywood's rare, long-lasting marriages. He wed Ruth Cavill in 1931, and they remained together for more than 70 years until her death in 2002. They had 2 children and lived modestly, choosing a Brentwood home they bought in 1964 for just $46,000 rather than a flashy mansion. His most astonishing legacy was his longevity. At 101, Lane still appeared on camera. At 102, he remained alert, followed the news, and even joked about being ready for new roles during a 2005 TV Land Awards appearance. But on July 9, 2007, his son found him lying peacefully in bed, his eyes open for a final moment, before he gently passed away. Charles Lane died at the age of 102. His estimated net worth was $2 million. Nancy Culp as Jane Hathaway. Nancy Jane Culp was born on August 28, 1921, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. When she was 41 years old, she landed the defining role of her career, Miss Jane Hathaway, the sharp, loyal, and witty secretary to Mr. Dale in the Beverly Hillbillies 1962 to 1971. Her character became a symbol of smart, independent women in a male-dominated comedic world. Culp endured a lifetime of personal battles and silent pain. Though she earned an Emmy nomination, Hollywood began to sideline her amid growing rumors about her sexuality, a taboo at the time. She never publicly came out, but in a courageous interview with LGBT author Bose Hadley, she hinted at the truth with quiet dignity. I'm the other kind. I find that birds of a feather flock together. Culp's career was boxed in, and she received few leading roles after the Beverly Hillbillies ended. With acting opportunities fading, she boldly ran for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives in 1984. But disaster struck when co-star Buddy Ebsen, who had played Jed Clampett, recorded a political ad attacking her as too liberal, severely damaging her reputation and campaign. Though Epson later expressed regret, their friendship never fully recovered. Afterward, Cope returned to teaching at Juniata College, focusing on theater and living quietly in Palm Springs. She supported charities and embraced the calm, though financial instability and professional isolation cast long shadows over her final years. In 1990, Culp was diagnosed with cancer. Despite undergoing chemotherapy, the illness had spread too far. She died on February 3rd, 1991, at the age of 69 in Palm Desert, California. She was buried at Westminster Presbyterian Cemetery in her native Pennsylvania. Her net worth at the time was approximately $500,000, a humble reflection of a once celebrated actress pushed aside for simply being different. Harriet E. McGibbon as Margaret Dale. Harriet Elizabeth McGibbon was born on October 5th, 1905. She rose to fame when she was 57 years old by playing Margaret Dale in the Beverly Hillbillies 1962. With her sharp, aristocratic voice and elegant air, she portrayed a wealthy Boston socialite obsessed with class and appalled by the backwoods Clampetts, an iconic role that made her a standout comedic figure of the 1960s. Behind the screen, however, McGibbon's life was marked by quiet loneliness, depression, and personal tragedy. She married twice. Her first marriage to producer William Reno Kane ended after more than a decade, leaving her with a son, William McGibbon Kane, born in 1933. But in 1977, her son passed away 10 years before her own death, leaving her emotionally devastated in silence. Her second marriage to writer Charles Corwin White lasted until his death on Christmas Day in 1967.
Yes. What's up?
After that, McGibbon lived a quiet and
Yeah, I'm doing work.
She was often described as moody and strict on set. While some colleagues appreciated her professionalism, others kept their distance due to her
6 hours till I gotta go to bed. I should be able to get a lot of stuff done today. I just have to message my professor before the end of the day. I'm probably gonna message her at like 8. Let her know. And then if she can reopen it. Oh yeah. Anyways. Damn. Yeah, so it's this one here. Oh my god. So let's see. Um, let's see what 8 did. Alright, so then 8 makes space for the 300. So that's pretty much all it does that though. So just put it right in there. Actually, there's nothing there. So let me just put it like this. So build the balance. And then right here. And yeah, pretty much one right here. And then this. And then it does that. So, right. Alright, and then plus the 300. That is a plus for us. And then there's that. Alright, cool. So we can have a stop right there. So we can go from before. And then this will be like this. makes sense. Cool. Under 8 is the balance. Like that. So we do that. Because for the 8, 1900 was like on the same line as the 8. And then, oh, that's what happened. The 300 was by itself. Right? But the lines were like galore. Fuck it. Let's change that up. I ain't trying to confuse anybody. Wait, I think the lines were right. I don't know. Let's check. At the 1900, right below, above that was this. I think it should be good. Look good. That was the only big gap. Okay. Which is interesting. So now we have the 8 with the 1900. And if you scroll over, you see that 16 right next to it. Right below it, you go like this. Let's see. Beneath the part, that makes sense too. Balance. Let's see. Under 8. There's a line here. Then under 19. This has a plus. So then under that, another line. Right? And for 96, another line. 26, another line. Alright, from there to 71, that's how they wrote it. Cool. Alright. Now, to do B under 8, which is 4,000. And then it's plus 19, which is, alright, that's plus 6. And it's plus 26. That's 30. And then, 60 30s. Alright, we finished that line. 60 with no plus, nothing. Alright, so let's go to the next one. I thought the page closed off. It won't. I just need to know this. I'm pretty sure I did that already. I don't remember. Let me see. I want to check. Oh, you have to record all those. That's what I'm looking before I go on to the next chapter. Alright, cool. I should be able to do that. Finish up with this.
The witch cast a spell on television, but behind the magic was heartbreak. While Samantha charmed the world, the real lives of the cast were marked by illness, addiction, and fading fame. Today, we remember the people behind the enchantment and the pain they couldn't banish. Elizabeth Montgomery as Samantha Stevens. Elizabeth Montgomery, born April 15, 1933, became a television legend when she stepped into the role of Samantha Stevens on Bewitched in 1964. She was just 31 years old, radiant, poised, and effortlessly magical. The perfect suburban witch with a twitch of her nose and a heart of gold. But the real woman behind the charm was anything but conventional. Her life was a storm of broken marriages, emotional battles, and a constant fight to be seen as something more than America's sweetheart. Elizabeth was born into Hollywood royalty, the daughter of actor Robert Montgomery, a man as revered as he was controlling. From a young age, she was pushed toward the spotlight, but forced to walk a narrow line, always graceful, always proper, always smiling. That early pressure shaped her and wounded her. While she loved performing, she often longed to break free from the image her father and the industry imposed on her. When she took the role of Samantha, a witch trying to live a normal life, she connected to it far more deeply than fans realized. Samantha wasn't just fun and fantasy. She was Elizabeth's rebellion, the symbol of a woman with power forced to hide it to keep others comfortable. Behind the scenes of bewitched Elizabeth's life was far more complicated than the perfect housewife she portrayed. She married 4 times, most famously to producer William Asher, who directed and co-created Bewitched. Their marriage initially seemed like a dream match, but the truth was darker. Asher controlled much of her career, and as their marriage began to crumble, so did her joy in the show.
Oh my
By
god.
the final seasons, Elizabeth grew distant, and the sparkle in Samantha's eyes began to fade. They divorced in 1970. Elizabeth
Oh
also
my
had a secret
gosh.
affair with Richard Michaels, the show's director, during the final season, a relationship that contributed to the show's abrupt end 1972. The fallout was painful. She walked away not just from the series, but from the image of Samantha altogether. After Bewitched,
Oh my god.
Elizabeth tried to reinvent herself. She took on serious, often gritty roles, including a rape survivor in A Case of Rape and Lizzie Borden in The Legend of Lizzie Borden. These performances earned her critical acclaim, but they also revealed something raw and unresolved in her. She was searching for her voice, and for the first time, stepping into characters that mirrored her internal battles. But her personal life remained unsettled. Her fourth and final marriage to actor Robert Foxworth brought some peace, but her relationship with her children was sometimes strained. She struggled with feelings of guilt distance and the cost of always being on. Friends describe her as a woman of deep warmth and deep sadness.
Oh Lord.
She hated interviews, avoided fan events, and often defended things with sarcasm. It was as if she never truly believed she had earned the love she received. In the early 1990s, Elizabeth was diagnosed with colon cancer. She kept it private, telling only her closest family and refusing to let the public see her.
I'm so glad
The
you saw
disease spread quickly to her liver, but she refused aggressive treatment, choosing instead to spend her final months at home in Beverly Hills with Foxworth and her children nearby. On May 18, 1995, Elizabeth Montgomery died in her sleep at the age of 62.
What a
No
question, bro.
funeral was held for her wishes.
That is pretty pathetic. That you assume that I'm gonna just give you all this information, but you just try to disrespect me.
Dick York
That
as
is so
Darren
sad.
Stevens.
How people think that
Dick
way.
York,